Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now live with BB3 TV.
That guy kind of looked familiar, like he's missing
bit.
something. I don't know what it is. Like he usually, I don't know. Anyway, welcome everybody to Downtown's World. It's been a little while.
On BB3 TV, we got a special one for you again tonight.
That's right. We have another icon of horror in an iconic horror movie.
Absolutely. Well, what do you say, man?
Yeah. Well,
without further ado,
Miss Sandy Johnson.
Sandy Johnson.
Hello.
Welcome to Downtown's World. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Very good. I did watch the show that you were on with Chaos some time ago.
All right.
This is also an Unright show as well, too. As we know, we are part of the Unright family, so we want to represent the Unrights as well as we do here. So technically, we're 3 family members here.
That's right. We are.
We're all 3 of us are honorary.
I am Stab'em Unright.
You're Stab'em. Okay. Yes. We might need to put that next to you, like we got our names. We can do that a little bit. I love it.
Yeah, so we had hoped about this. We had hoped to have Chaos here, but unfortunately, he had to work tonight. So
we're just gonna represent the Unrights as we go, and we always love Chaos, Squeaks, and Defaced, and the rest of the Unright family as well.
Absolutely.
So let's get right into it. Halloween, huh?
Halloween, yes, the one and only.
So
some time ago.
What got you into this? I mean, let's start from the casting. How'd you hear about it? I mean, right from the beginning.
It was actually pretty simple. My agency was the Playboy agency, and they got a hold of my agent and said, you that there was a casting call for a female in a film called The Halloween Murder Babysitters, or The Babysitter Murders, or something like that, I think. And so I went to the interview. There were several people there, John Carpenter, Deborah Hill, and a few other people I don't. Oh, hello. There's my cat.
Hello.
I thought it sounded like somebody yelling. I'm like,
I thought it was like a baby or something.
Michael's back.
Okay. Shh. Hang on.
What's his name? Her name. His
Her,
name.
it's Latte.
Let's see Latte. Could Latte make an appearance?
Yeah, let me
I
see.
think that's what
All right.
she wants.
I think
Yeah.
Since she felt like she was being left out.
what's up, Latte?
Long hair too.
There it is.
There you are.
Well,
Okay.
That's a good looking cat.
Thank you. She's a good girl. You feel better now? Okay.
No.
You are live on
Had to
air.
be
Latte.
recognized, apparently.
There you go.
So where were we? Oh yeah. So I was in the interview, and they had me read several different lines. They had me scream. Some scenes from Halloween were actually being filmed in another part of the house that I was being interviewed in. So that was kind of fun.
That's cool.
And I did feel a little weird screaming because it wasn't a residential neighborhood. It was there in Pasadena. And I just thought, wow, this is weird. Normally you would be in a studio or something when you're
Right.
screaming. But anyway, I screamed and they thanked me. And then I don't know, maybe the next day or the day after, I got a call from the agency, and they said that I had been cast as Judith Myers.
That's great.
Wow.
That's great. Yeah.
So you were already with you had already done your spread in Playboy before?
I had. That was 1974. So that was 4 years before.
You are the very first Playmate also on BB3 TV. I mean,
Oh
it's,
yeah.
yeah. What?
Nice.
It's great. So, I mean, we're going to talk about all that too as we go down. So you just told me something I don't know about the Halloween. It was actually filmed in California,
Yes.
like Pasadena. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. I actually, because it's got the East Coast look to it, and
Right.
I've been to Pasadena, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well,
all
keep
the-
in mind that was
all the
before
leaves-
your time, young man.
Yeah.
all the leaves were fake and scattered by various people that were there.
Yeah.
It was all just made to look like it, but it was for the most part Pasadena, California.
How long did it take to film your scenes?
I was there one day, and we did quite a few practice runs because the house was old and had
Right.
small rooms, so that added difficulty.
Mhm.
And the camera was new, the Panaglide, so they were going to try and do that one long shot, which is a very new technology at the time.
Right.
And of course, we had to move me and Kyle upstairs, as well as follow the young Michael around the house, and that whole thing was pretty complicated.
Yeah.
So to get it all to work out, that's pretty much. We practiced a good part of the day. John and Deborah did some kind of acting to show us how they wanted the staging and the feel of the scene and all of that.
Yeah.
And then we actually, from my understanding, we only did 2 takes.
No kidding. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Great.
So we actually got it pretty quickly once we had practiced enough to get everybody on board.
Very good.
I saw you smirking when the little comment came up on the bottom, like how he went upstairs and all of a sudden he's coming back down already. I had to put something in there. I'm like, wow, that was fast.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And then he's just out the door. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I finally got what I want. I'm out of here.
It's crazy. What was the atmosphere on the set itself? Was it was it tense? Was it fun? What was the feeling?
I would say it was fun. It was not tense.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Just interesting to learn how they want the scene to go and all of that. So it was interesting, the feel that they wanted. The upstairs was rather creepy when I was shooting that part because it was a real house. It wasn't a studio.
Mhm.
It was dark and creepy when I was up there by myself, knowing they were going to come kill me.
Yeah.
And of course, the stairs squeaked because it was an old house. I didn't have to add that.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, that part was kind of scary, actually, but still fun. And everybody was nice. And it was just a lot of his friends. Their friends were most of the crew.
Right. Yeah. It's actually kind of funny you say that. When we had, Betsy Baker on, and we asked her what, about the crew and all that. And it really, I guess this is one of his first movies, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah. So one of the higher ones, right, Tom? I would assume.
The Evil Dead?
No.
Oh.
John Carpenter here. But but at the
Yeah.
same time, it was mainly friends. It was like Sam Raimi's friends, right? That she was talking about, and most of the cast did most of the the grip stuff. They did most of the work on set.
Yes. Almost everything was going on by friends.
Yeah, that's how they got it done too. I mean, that's iconic stuff right there. And you got to experience it.
So it was being done by friends. So it was like Monica, Ross, Chandler.
Nick was just a friend of his that he just asked him, hey, you want to put on a mask and be in this movie I make? And he said, sure, why not?
Yeah, what is it? William Shatner too, right? Isn't it?
The mask.
Yeah,
it's based on William Shatner, but
they just cut the holes bigger and did different things to it. But it was the original Shatner mask.
Yeah,
and to keep the costs down, they had everyone wear their own clothes. And I actually just found out recently.
wasn't much of a problem for you in most of
I was at a con and Nancy Loomis was there, and I was saying, I don't remember the clothes, the pink and the black and the bow. And I said, I don't remember those clothes. And they said that we all wore our own clothes. And she says, well, they were actually my clothes.
Oh.
So I was wearing her outfit because I really didn't have anything that looked like that. So apparently she did, and she loaned me her clothes. So that solved that mystery for me, because I kept looking at them going, I really can't see that in my closet.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about the mask and everything. So that original clown mask, did they actually, I know this is kind of a stupid question, but did they actually put that on the camera, or did they just like fashion something to make it look like the eye holes?
Yeah, it's my understanding that was added later.
Okay, post-production.
She does pick up the mask and hold it up, but of course she can't put it in front of her eyes because that wouldn't help. Wow. And I think they wanted to make sure they were getting in the shot what they needed to have. And it was all one take. So I'm pretty sure that was added later.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, it's hard to tell because it looked like it could have. It didn't look post-production, really.
Right.
No, you're from San Antonio, right?
I am.
You are from San Antonio. Mm-hmm. Now, growing up in San Antonio, did you always want to be an actress and model? Did you kind of just fall into it, or is this something you pursued from a youngin'?
I was always play acting, just like building box caves in the room and pretending like I was cave woman and
right.
just, bringing the kids over so I could teach in the front of the class, pretend teach.
Yeah.
It was always kind of dramatic, I guess, and imaginative with things like that. But I really didn't start officially until middle school. Then I got into drama and went into dance production, choreography, modern dance, jazz, all of that stuff, play production. And then as I got higher in high school and college, I went into acting workshops and took classes and different things like that to, develop my skills. And that's when I really I started modeling. I did a number of modeling shows and different things, took modeling courses. And then when I was in Playboy, then all of a sudden I started getting calls.
Well, That's my next question right there too. So with San Antonio being said, you going to Playboy. Now you've got this opportunity while in San Antonio, or did you just up and go to maybe to California where Hollywood is?
Yeah, we moved to California, I think my first year of middle school.
Okay, yeah.
So all of that really started after we moved.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, that's great. What part of California did you live in? I lived there for about 10 years. I love California. I want to move back.
Well, my parents were divorced, so I spent time with each of them. My dad lived in Manhattan, Hermosa Beach, so I spent a lot of time on the beach, which I of course loved.
Yeah.
And my mother lived in San Fernando Valley. So
Okay, yeah.
I was a valley girl and a beach girl.
Like,
I lived in I did the schooling, my film schools out in Ventura, and I lived in Apple Valley with friends and family for probably 10 years, I would say. I loved it out there.
Yeah, it was nice. I've been there too.
It's indeed great. So the Playboy Playmate, what was it? The month of June, I believe. Playmate of the year, right?
Playmate of the month.
Playmate of the month, yeah. How explain those shoots? I mean, you had to meet Hugh Hefner, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Anytime you're a playmate, you pretty much have a open invitation to the mansion. So I did meet him several times. I was allowed to bring girlfriends, so sometimes we would just go up there and hang out. You could pretty much swim or
at the mansion.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
You could just call and say, "Hey, I want to come by," or "I got a friend," or whatever. And I mean, you could just order any meal you wanted anytime. There were movies, there was a zoo, there was the pool, spa. I mean, it was pretty amazing to have an open invitation.
Do you have that invitation for life, becoming a playmate?
Oh, I mean, I suppose if Hefner was still around, I could probably still go if I called. That would be my guess.
I wonder who runs that mansion now. I mean, does it still belong to Playboy?
His daughter was in charge, but I don't know now if they still have it or not. But it was beautiful in Holmby Hills. He also had a mansion in Chicago, which is where his original one was. And when I was first in Playboy, one of the trips that they do is they take you to Chicago, all first class, and you stay there for a few days. They do photo shoots there. And that had a bowling alley and a submerged pool that there's a bar next to it, so you can watch the people swim from underwater. Yeah. The Playmate suite was hidden behind a spiral staircase that went upstairs. It was a pretty amazing house also.
Are you allowed to share a crazy story memory from being at the Playboy Mansion? I mean, we'll keep it clean, but I mean, if a memory of somebody or just a really crazy time that only would happen at the Playboy Mansion.
I don't know. There were a lot of fun memories. I remember we celebrated the 50th anniversary of Playboy by having a big skating party out on their tennis courts. That was
that's cool.
Yeah, and
was like every playmate there.
Yes, there was a lot of them there.
Wow.
So Pam Anderson, Jenny McCarthy, you probably met all them then, right?
Yes,
all icons.
Yeah, and it was always fun. We'd play volleyball. They had a zoo, and I love animals, so I just love to go out and walk around and visit with the animals that were in his zoo. So I can't really think of anything real crazy, but I mean, there was pajama parties where everybody was dressed in pajamas. There was a lot of fun stuff went on.
That's very good.
Not to mention all the other celebrities that you got to see, I'm sure, while you were there.
Yes.
And hang out with. I mean, that's just something, not every woman will be able to do it. I mean, you're a playmate and you're a playmate for life. That's a badge of honor right there, my friend.
Oh yeah.
So how does it feel? I mean, all these years later, you're an icon in the industry. I mean, you go to these cons, the events, and how does this feel? Is it surreal or?
Well, you probably know that they only found me 5 years ago this year, right about this time, 5 years ago. I was playing Words with Friends with my best friend, and I got a text that said, "Are you Sandy Johnson from the original Halloween?" Well, that is something I hadn't thought about in so many years because I was a teacher. I was so many things in between there. I had gone back to Texas. Yeah. My life was just so removed. So it was just such a random thing to just suddenly pop up in the night. And I said, "Yes, I am. Who is this?" And he said, "This is Rick and Reek. I am a con agent, and I have been looking for you for about 8 years." And he said, I would love to represent you." And I just thought, who is this maniac?
Yeah.
Interrupting my game.
It's like, wait, are you saying con agent or a con?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So anyway, to make a long story short, I did finally believe him. I went to his website. I convinced my husband it was an okay idea. And so we did our first convention, which was H40 in Pasadena.
Okay.
So that was, yeah, I had no idea what to expect. I had never, ever been to a horror convention. I had no idea, what it was going to be like, what the people or the fans were going to be like. It was a total mystery going in. And my agent told me going, he said, "Don't feel bad if you don't enjoy this, because I have, got a lot of people over the years that did one and said, you know what, this isn't for me." And he says, "That's fine."
Right.
He said, "I'm disappointed, but it's fine." So we were there, I guess, 3 days. And at the end, he said, "Well, what do you think? You want to do another one?" And I said, "Hell yeah." That was the best 3-day weekend ever. And so, yeah, it is amazing. It is still surreal, even though it's been 5 years, but it's still amazing. All the fans, and I just love the social media stuff with them. I feel like I know most of them, or a lot of them personally. Yeah. I know their animals and their family and their kids. And of course, I love going to the shows and meeting them in person and seeing the ones that I met before again. So, yeah, it is surreal, and it's also awesome.
And you're traveling with this, like I'm assuming you met Chaos in Texas, right?
Yes. Yeah, I live in Texas.
You do? Okay, so you moved back to Texas now.
Yeah, I moved back to Texas. Late 80s, I guess.
Okay.
And both my parents passed away pretty close together right after I did all my films, and I was really devastated. I was very close to my parents.
Yeah.
So I just my sisters lived in Texas, so I just decided I wanted to go back home. Okay. And I ended up staying. So so I did go back to Texas. And then what was your question?
No, it's just the traveling aspect of it. So you get to travel everywhere with this now,
I knew
right?
I was headed somewhere with that.
Yeah.
So, yes, it has afforded me tons of travel. 2 years ago, they sent me to the UK, which was just amazing for love of horror over there. This year, they're sending me to Germany. I've been all over the U.S. from coast to coast, north, everywhere but north. I haven't really been north, but I've been east, west, and south. I'm doing Houston again this year, and I think 6 other cons.
You're coming to me too, right? Aren't you coming to Tampa Bay or Orlando?
Yes.
When is that? Because I'm going to try to take some time out to come see you. I'd like to meet you and get a picture with you in person, since we're doing this together and we all run rights.
Right.
So,
absolutely. I think it is mid-October. It's okay. In Tampa. I'm also doing a signing in Daytona.
That's literally less than an hour from me.
Yeah,
maybe an hour.
There's a place there called the Crypt, or what's the name?
When's that happening?
That is happening, I think, right before.
So a little bit before October?
No, right before the other con.
Okay.
Because the Crypt, there's another word in there. I can't think of the other word in the name of the Crypt. Anyway, it's a tattoo parlor with lots of tattoo artists and artwork and stuff. It's in Daytona Beach.
Well, maybe, maybe that'd be the easier one to go meet you, because Tampa Bay, there's my mom saying hello. That might be the easier one, because Tampa Bay is probably going to be really busy for you, right? Like, you're probably going to be pulled everywhere.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. So maybe I'll meet you in Daytona and we'll go have a beer or dinner or somewhere and take some pictures at the beach. Daytona's not far, so we'll make it happen.
Right. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be shooting a film there too. So it's a very busy 4 days crammed in together. Shooting a film, do a signing at the Crypt tattoo studio, and then the 3 days at Spookala. So
what's the film? Are you allowed to talk about it, or?
The film is called The Executioner.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, I am a psychiatrist for a very troubled young man. And obviously,
Michael Myers.
Yeah, right. Now you're Loomis.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm excited about it. I don't die, which is nice.
Well, that's always a plus.
Yes.
To make it longer than the first 8 minutes of the movie would.
Yes. I'm looking forward to this when I have a nice role in it.
Indeed. Well, we'll support you on that. Once that movie's filmed, let us know. We'll have you on. We'll represent their film for them, and anything that you kind of do from here.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, we always got your back here. Now, let's talk about the filming of Halloween. Not just the filming part, but did you get to take anything off set that you have still, like some kind of memorabilia, something to always remember? Even if you just took a leaf, one of the fake leaves, do you have something from that movie?
No, I wish I had. I will from now on.
Yeah, you have to always grab something.
Know that would ever become important. I really wish I did have that, but I
would have been very cool to have that knife that he picked up out of the drawer.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that would have been cool to have.
What was the attitude on set as far as, speaking of the words you said, you didn't know what was going to blow up this big? Did everybody have that attitude?
I mean, I don't know what everybody thought, but I don't remember anybody talking about thinking it was going to be a huge hit. I'm sure everybody hoped that it would show in several theaters and be worthwhile.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I think it was a surprise that it ever grew to what it is now.
Yeah.
But even at the time, Jamie wasn't even all that big yet at that point, right?
Film.
Yeah. But despite her parents,
right,
she still was like an unknown at the time.
Do you keep in contact with a lot of people from the set, or is it just kind of like the one-time thing? And I mean, you got to keep in contact with some because of the conventions, right?
Right. Usually at the conventions, if possible, we all do get together for a drink or something. That's a lot of fun. We usually visit a lot when we go to the photo ops, the professional photo ops.
Yeah.
So we're all, in there waiting for them to get set up and for the people to come through. So we visit in there.
That's cool.
We are often right next to each other in the signing area. So sometimes we get to visit there. So yeah, they're an amazing group of people. I really love it.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, all of them.
That's good. That camaraderie still stands. All those years later, you guys created something, and yeah, everybody's still friends. I think that's great.
Yes, absolutely.
And I was very, very young when that came out.
Yeah.
I was 3 years old.
So
this guy wasn't born yet.
No, I wasn't. But it's one of my favorites. It really is. Like all the whole series. Except, what do you feel about the new ones? Have you watched any of the new ones and the way they just killed Michael Myers? I mean,
you guys are always trying to get me in trouble. All right. I suppose they would have shot me by now if they were going to. 2018 of the trilogy is my favorite. I actually really enjoyed it. There were a lot of scenes in there that I thought were just fabulous. So I really did like 2018.
Is that the one where they were in the house with the little counter that slid out? Yeah, I really like that one
and
too.
it's the one where they go to the sanatorium and they're holding the mask up. And he lifts up the trunk and picks up the mask for the first time. So many things in there were just amazing to me. And I felt like Michael still retained Michael.
Yeah.
You know? And I didn't feel that in the two after that. It was like there was no mystery anymore. He just like killed everybody.
Yeah. And I'm not shy to say this. The Halloween Ends, I was very disappointed in it. And I could see people's point of view because of the way they did Season of the Witch, because apparently they didn't want it to be, and that's actually one of my favorite ones, Season of the Witch.
I can't stand that
and
one.
Everybody hates that one. But
No, I like
what I was saying about that is the fact that he wasn't meant to be in every movie, Michael Myers, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what they did in this last movie. And they just went so far away from everything that, the 2018 to the second one, and then Halloween Ends. They could have just ended it as, between a big ass fight between Jamie Lee Curtis and then Michael Myers. Instead, they had this other guy. You know what I mean?
I will say this in defense of your favorite movie, Dom. Yeah. If it was a movie that stood alone, like stood on its own, that did not have the Halloween name,
Michael Myers was in this movie though.
Every other movie was like centristic, like it was all to do with Michael.
Yeah. And I think there's a period of some of the films that they don't even acknowledge are part of the films, right? Like with the one with Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J. I don't even think they even acknowledge that they exist, right? In the timeline. Anyway, that's just kind of me nerding out in a way where it's like I enjoy the Halloween movies. So yeah.
Well, anyway, I did want to say something about Halloween 3 because I also really like it.
See?
And because I blame it on marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a marketing that should be, I don't know, slammed if you're going to slam something. Because I think the movie itself, I think the acting is great. I think the writing is great. I think it's an awesome story.
The idea.
Hell, it's very original. So I hate to kind of take the whole thing and toss it because it's really not any of their fault.
Yeah.
All of those things are really good. But I do say that it was horribly marketed.
Sure.
And I just think it would have been a good movie, like a standalone movie. You know
if
what
they
I mean?
had just called it The Season of the Witch, maybe.
Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely. So in my mind, that's what I do with it. I separate it from the franchise. It's not part of the franchise, but I enjoy it. I think it is scary as hell.
Yeah, it is. And when you think about it too, they use the witchcraft, they use Stonehenge, and it's so good.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah, it's so mind controlling. It's such a mind control. It's a psychological thriller for sure. And the thought of children's faces, I mean, just that whole thing is just so horrific that, I thought it was extremely scary. But again, horribly marketed.
I definitely watch it every season of Halloween. Do you have something like that when the season comes around? You have to watch some kind of horror or Halloween movie?
Right. Absolutely.
It's pretty good. What would yours be, Tom? I'm gonna say I know what his is. Oh, we're gonna go with the Evil Dead, right?
No, that's an any day of the year movie, like any of them. Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, the Ash versus the Evil Dead. I don't really like the movie they made with the chick that was supposed to be like in the Ash role, who gets her hand torn off and she puts on a chainsaw.
The Lady in White. That's a great movie too. The Lady in White.
That's the one where Mona played her, right? The chick from Who's the Boss.
I don't know. I don't remember Who's the Boss.
Like the kid was trapped in the school at one point.
In the school.
Yeah.
And
Did you ever hear a dream walking? Well, I did. Yeah. If it's a horror movie, I've probably seen it.
Indeed,
but no, for Halloween, it's going to sound cheesy. I have to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, Jesus.
It's been my favorite movie since I was a teen. You know,
cool.
it's
Sandy, what about you?
Well, actually,
He's gonna say Halloween.
As far as my favorite movie?
No, as far as like that season that you gotta you have to watch a Halloween movie in that season.
Well, I watch Halloween more often than that.
Yeah.
But Ooh, I would say maybe The Shining.
Shining's great.
Yeah, I usually like to watch it.
Did you read the book?
I did not. Is
I
it good?
just
I gotta show you something cool.
I just heard or saw a little video clip. I think it was
Shining.
on TikTok or something, where they actually reference something that's going to ruin the movie for me the next time I see it because I'm going to be looking for it. Apparently, Jack Nicholson looks dead at the camera for like a second, multiple times throughout the movie. Like when he's looking around and he just kind of looks at the camera and looks away. Now I'm going to be looking for it, and I'm not going to focus on the movie.
Check this out, Sandy. I got an original copy of The Shining, Stephen King, still in the wrapper.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I love about The Shining.
cool.
Yeah. The book is absolutely incredible, but yeah, still in the wrapper.
Nice. I'll have to read it.
All
Well,
work
not
and
that
no
one.
play make Homer something.
So, all right. So you got a movie coming up. Anything going back into modeling or anything too? I mean, gorgeous.
Oh,
You
thank
know?
you. No, I actually have several movies coming up.
Wow.
One of which was a voiceover I did for a film called Paradoia,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the midnight DJ for a cameo. I did another one called Vulps, The Lust to Revenge, Hungarian film, where I have a video telephone call with my son right before he's murdered.
Oh,
That I think is going to be a very good film. It's actually the second one in a series. The first one was Vulps, and I forget what the first part of it, the second part of that one was, but they sent it to me to watch.
Right.
And I didn't realize that why they were asking my opinion, because I get sent a lot of stuff to watch. And so I was really impressed. It's about a man who goes after animal abusers,
Oh shit.
Huh.
and he tortures them big time and kills them and stuff. And I'm thinking, if you're going to torture and kill anybody, let it be people who torture and kill animals.
Look out, Michael Vick.
So yeah, I liked the premise of it. Not that I'm saying anybody should do that,
No.
but anyway, I thought that was an interesting premise, that he would specifically target people that he knew were abusing animals. And the acting was great. The cinematography was great. I really liked him, and I told them that. And they said, okay, well, how would you like to do a cameo in the second one? So that's I thought
awesome.
my son was an animal abuser in the movie.
Wow.
And so I'm talking to him right before he goes out and they get him. So I'm looking forward to that one come out. I think it should probably be out sometime this year, and I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, just let us know about that.
I think I saw somewhere online in the last week or so, and this could have just been a bunch of BS because it's online. It's the internet. That's just the way it works. But I thought I saw something where somebody was looking to reach out to you to actually be Judith again in something. And if they haven't done it, maybe they never got to that point, or maybe they were just full of crap.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, how would they pull that off? I mean, would they bring her back?
Sometimes when I'm talking to fans or on podcasts, I will say that I thought it would be cool if Michael really hadn't killed Judith, but
And they don't really show the death.
had taken her away for her own safety and took her somewhere else, pretty much like a witness protection program.
Yeah.
And that later on, she desires to get revenge on Michael for making her live her whole life in this program without any freedoms or anything. And I've said that many times that I
Why
think
can't that still happen?
Oh my God! What if it's just just a random thought?
That's a good
But what
idea.
if because of what Judith went through, that drove her to a point of insanity, and now she's just as powerful as Michael, and the ultimate showdown.
right. So that
And
was
you're wearing the clown mask. Oh my God!
so that's sometimes that pops up because I have said on social media that I think that would be a really interesting film. And so sometimes they say that and maybe it gets construed, or somebody says, oh, I'm going to do that. I think that's maybe where it comes sometimes, is because I've actually said I thought that would be interesting.
I think it should be fan made. I think somebody should just do it. Make like an hour-long movie and just make this shit
Halloween,
happen.
a family affair.
Yeah. Then we could have somebody like, well, Jerry's dead now. Jerry Springer had Jerry Springer on there talking about, the fight between the brothers.
Right. Well, we got CGI and all that. Or AI and all.
That'd be awesome. So you meet in Chaos, because we're not going to take up a lot more of your time. We always run about 30 to 40 minutes. We just saying too, really appreciate you having on and being a part of the Unright family with you as well too, and working with you in the future as well. You have any memories with Chaos as far as really funny stories or representing the Unright? I mean, let's push it out there real quick.
The Unright, they're just the best. That's why we agreed to be adopted.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I are known as Mom and Dad Unright.
Oh, wow. So you go by many Unright monikers.
Yes. Yeah, Defaced and Chaos and Squeaks, all of them are just amazing. We have a ton of fun. We're actually going to go out to Mesquite to the Haunters Convention again this year, although I'm not going to have a booth or anything. We'll go out just to hang out with them for a while. There we go.
There it is.
I have more stuff downstairs. But.
Yeah, they're a barrel of fun. They really are. And we always look forward to seeing them.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I've spent many hours hanging out with all of them in StreamYard because we've never met in person. I live in Philly. They live in Texas.
Okay.
Makes it a little tough. It's not like right around the corner.
Yeah, they live quite close to us. So we've been to dinner before and stuff. They're
awesome.
kind of fun.
I would love to hang out with them in person. You as well.
Yeah,
but with them, I've known them for so long. I feel like I have hung out with them in person, even though
we hang out, drink beer on here. I mean, that's great about the StreamYard too. You know what I mean?
Yep. You don't have to be live. You just come in here.
Something else too, Sandy. In the future, because we do game shows and stuff on BB3 TV, we would love to have you on one of the game shows. We were thinking about having a horror night and asking Betsy Baker to be on, you be on, and we just have a crazy good time. This isn't an interview night, but we literally just have a crazy good time. Probably play Mad Libs. What we
that's most of what we do. We play uncensored Mad Libs.
Yeah,
and it doesn't require me to have any kind of memory.
No, you just got to remember like what nouns are and stuff.
Yeah,
like that
I can do.
And then I always have another screen open with a definition of everything, because inevitably somebody goes, "What's an adjective?"
Yeah, because I mean we're usually drinking on there and we're just having a good time. We give back to the audience and we give back to our hosts, our guests, by just having a good time, because everybody. We get the hard part out of the way with all the questions and, shit like this, and always keeping a good show. But I mean,
and we did ask Betsy. She did seem pretty much on board with it. And we may be able to get Teresa Tilley too, who was also in The Evil Dead. I mean, I made it pretty known that Betsy Baker was my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I kind of thought she was like the hottest Deadite of the entire franchise. And I've thought that since I was a teenager, but And then especially when she does that, I don't know if you ever watched The Evil Dead, the original one. There's a point in it where she's what they call a Deadite. She's possessed by the demons, and she's just sitting on the floor, rocking back and forth, laughing, and she's got all the makeup on and the white eyes and all that. And she's just so cute in that, and then that laugh. And then when we had them on, Dom asked her, "Can you still do that laugh?" Teresa's like, "Can she still do that laugh?" Oh my God. And then with that, she started doing it. I lost my mind. And that was like 2 days before my birthday. So it was like the best birthday present ever.
I got to ask you now, Sandy. I got to ask you to do it. Can you do the line? The line of "No, Michael, no." In the camera front. Can you do it?
Well,
I love it.
That's it.
Well, Sandy, I appreciate you being here. I always want to do this. I always want to do this again with you. I mean, you're family to us now. Anything else you want to say, and anything else you want to plug before we call it a day?
Well, have them go to my my website, which is unicornsandyj.com. They can get autograph photos, They can get Halloween collectibles. I have a hairbrush that I splatter blood on and autograph.
Okay.
They can send in things to be autographed, posters or masks or whatever. So for the people who can't go to cons, I try and do as much as I can on there for them. And of course, I'll be in Pasadena for age 45. I'll be at Scarefest. I'll be at Tampa. I'll be in, where else? I'm going to
Daytona.
Yeah, there we go. Daytona, Tampa, and a few more. Houston, and a couple more that I can't announce yet.
Okay.
Oh, secrets.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sandy, thank you for being a part of tonight.
Yes, thank you.
TV. Thank you for being an unwrite. And honestly, thank you for all you do for this entertainment industry as well. I mean, you're an icon, and you mean the world to us, too.
No,
Most definitely.
It was awesome meeting you guys, and thank you for having me.
Indeed. All right, guys, we're going to end the show. Like, share, follow, subscribe, and like we always say, most importantly, enjoy. This is BB3 TV. I also want to go over to Tom real quick. Tom, you got anything coming up too as well?
I have merch for my
merch.
YouTube channel.
Yep. BB3 also has merch too.
Yes, we do.
Well.
Wait. Yep, I am already ready with this. Okay, wait. All right, I'm not completely ready. Here's the BB3 merch link.
There it is, all in the comment section. You guys can check it out. There's
and
the Tom's World.
No, Dom and Tom's World.
Oh, the Dom and Tom's World. Yeah,
this one's for Dom and Tom's World's merch.
Hey, you know what we didn't do tonight? We didn't go to Dom and Tom's World.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we need.
Well, we can only go to 3. Well,
we have 3. So
we didn't have to go to Twitch, but well, whatever.
Anyway, guys, we definitely appreciate every one of you for following us and supporting the BB3 TV. At this time, we're just going to call it a day. Thank you all.